In a few days, I'm going to be going to Vietnam for 2 weeks to meet the woman of my dreams, the love of my life. I just feel that there's something there with Violet that she's just not telling me, or she's not being as forthcoming as I would need her to be.
Would you actually, get in a car and follow her?
Sure.
Really?
Wait a minute.
I worry. I mean, why do you have so many friends on Facebook? So I was asking if you're willing to take that test. I'll never ask you another question about your past.
I like the view.
You do?
Yes. I like the view.
Awesome! This new season of Before the 90 Days has started off strong with a lot of new characters, one of which is 48-year-old Riley, who pretty much has the complete opposite problem of catfished Ty Ray. Riley is ex-military, and his job has trained him to be paranoid.
I have to think of the most insane thing that could possibly happen, and how will we prepare for it?
He has a hard time trusting people, and he also describes having been cheated on and ghosted in the past, so when he met Violet on a Vietnamese dating app, he was very cautious. Violet is 43 years old, and after seeing her pictures, I at first was wondering if she was really a catfish like Carmela.
The person you've been messaging with is a man named Christian.
But we know she's not, because Riley regularly talks to her on video chat.
In a few days, I'm going to be going to Vietnam for 2 weeks to meet the woman of my dreams, the love of my life.
So look at that, someone's going somewhere for 2 weeks to meet someone that actually exists. That's a good start. This story this time seems to actually fit into the Before the 90 Days category. But as much as Riley and Violet fit in that category, they are also reminding me of an old throwback couple from Before the 90 Days. Can you guess which one I'm talking about? I mean, it's in the title of my video, but I'll give you a few more hints. Riley's going to another country to meet a younger woman that he doesn't fully trust. His doubts are to the point that he doesn't say I love you.
I don't ever say I love you, because whenever I say I love you to a person, they leave.
Instead, they just flip each other off, which I actually think is funny and also very ironic. He will travel 37 hours across the world to meet this person, but flips her off to end a phone call instead of just saying he loves her.
When she says she hates me, it actually means I like you, or I care for you, or whatever. So she knows how I feel when I do this.
As much as I do think it's smart to be cautious, Riley is confusing me with his mixed messages. He is very sure that Violet is hiding something, yet he also plans to make Violet and her daughters his family. He even tells his friends that he's bringing a ring. So does this remind you of a throwback couple yet? Maybe not the flipping off thing, but the rest of it? Because it does to me, and the couple I'm talking about is Ed and Rose. And I know what you must be thinking, this guy isn't Big Ed. I'm not saying that Riley is Ed, because we just met him and Big Ed is literal garbage. I'm talking more about the story of Ed and Rose, and it came long before Ed and Coyote or Ed and Liz. Desperate Ed went to the Philippines to meet Rose for the first time, and he brought a ring, but he did not trust Rose.
I worry. I mean, why do you have so many friends on Facebook?
He was also keeping some secrets from her. This new story is set up similarly. Riley is going to Vietnam to meet Violet for the first time, and he very much does not trust her.
Violet was lying about her being divorced at the time we started talking. After I found out that Violet was still on a dating app.
We don't know yet if he is hiding something, but there are some strange things going on here. Like Violet texting Riley's dad when they were fighting. I don't know, that just seemed like such a random add-in. I almost thought she was trying to scam Riley's elderly father.
The texts that she sent to my father were sent when we were not really getting along, because at the time I was questioning her if she was telling the truth or not.
But Riley saw the text. And even though he is very paranoid, he still decided to go on his trip to Vietnam. I'm guessing that situation will become more clear later, or it was just a lead-in for him talking to a PI in the next scene. Either way, the distrust of Violet is at such a high level that Riley is actually willing to hire a private investigator to look into her. I'm having flashbacks of Ed asking Rose to get an STD test.
So I was asking if you're willing to take that test. I'll never ask you another question about your past.
Ed expected her to be honest with him and take the test, but he also was lying to Rose about wanting kids the whole time. Riley is saying he doesn't trust Violet, but is going behind her back and talking to a private investigator.
Is she really divorced? Is she still on the dating app?
Imagine trying to start a new relationship with this type of shady shit. And you just know she's going to find out eventually, especially if there is some dude following her around.
Would you actually, get in a car and follow her?
Sure.
Really? Wow.
Rose found out that Ed was lying and dumped him on the spot. So is that where this will go?
I think you not love me. I'm done.
Violet will find out that Riley is lying and dump him too. Riley does not decide to immediately hire the PI when he heads to Vietnam, but he still leaves the option open. And when he finally gets on a plane to go see his online girlfriend, we get to meet Violet. She's a math teacher, and from how she describes herself, she seems pretty genuine. And when I say genuine, she talks about how she's divorced, enjoys her relationship with Riley, and does not once bring up hiring a private investigator to look into him. She tells her friends about Riley coming to see her, and the only concern she brings up is that she needs Riley to prove that he trusts her.
Chúng tôi đã cãi nhau rất là nhiều lần bởi vì những cái lời buộc tội của anh ấy dành cho tôi.
She won't move into a serious relationship with him without knowing that. Oh, the irony.
Cần anh ấy chứng minh là anh ấy tin tưởng tôi, không hỏi về quá khứ nữa.
The more we hear from Violet and the more I think about it, I'm wondering if she's even really taking this relationship as serious as Riley is. If you think about it, they have never met and she is newly divorced. He is traveling a long way to meet her, but you have to wonder if she's keeping her options open. After witnessing Riley talk to a PI about following her, I don't blame her for staying on a dating app. Riley arrives, and I thought it was so sweet that she brought him flowers.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you.
They do seem to have chemistry in person and understand each other. They even agree that they won't stay at the hotel together. Everything seems to be going pretty well. But when they meet for dinner, the initial excitement of meeting each other starts to wear off. When Riley gives Violet pearls, she isn't as excited as he expects.
Really? I get pats on the cheek. Bunch of pearls.
I understand wanting to feel like she likes the gift, but don't those look cheap? She doesn't like them at all.
Từ Bắc tới Nam này, Việt Nam mình đã nuôi trai rất là nhiều. Không có, tại vì chị không phải là fan của Ngọc.
He at least did better than Ed and didn't give her toothpaste.
Jasmine and Gino want to remind you to subscribe to the Kiblz channel. If you don't, they will give you creepy baby talk.
Who's my little baby? Who's my little baby? Who's my little gordito?
Me. We have a lot, to work on, right?
Frustrated, he tries to jump into talking about some questions he has. He seems very eager to grill her. And something to me just seems off about this, doesn't it to you?
Say tonight we are enjoying my birthday.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the past, okay?
Okay.
He then gets mad that she says she can't see him until later the next day. But I think her reasons for that sound pretty normal.
In the morning, I have a mission with school.
So she's working and not just trying to live off of Riley paying her way. That actually sounds like a good sign.
You think I flew for 2 days to come here?
Yeah.
And I might not want to see you?
He did travel very far to meet her, so I can understand why he's frustrated, but I'm getting the feeling that Riley is expecting Violet to be more affectionate towards him.
I'm only here for 2 weeks, and I don't understand how I'm not a priority for Violet right now. Sucks.
I mean, why wouldn't she be? He did buy her cheap pearls she didn't like. Ed liked the idea of having power over Rose, and he used things like money and the opportunity to bring her and her son to the US to get what he wanted out of her. He also didn't trust her, lied to her, and disrespected her often.
If you shave your legs, I'll shave my beard.
Why?
So is this story going in that direction? Riley is already disappointed and he just got to Vietnam.
Reactions about the pearls and not wanting to speak about certain things and then not being able to spend time with me, it's definitely a little concerning.
And he seems to think that she owes him something already when he gave her a gift. Does he like the idea of having power over her too? Does he think that money and opportunity should make her do what he wants? If that's the case, I doubt this will work out because Violet does not seem like a woman that can be controlled. And in a preview clip of a future episode, we see that she may actually be keeping her options open.
Who's that?
You don't need to know.
There was a guy with his shirt off and you won't show me who it is? He's just a friend? You liar. You lie.
So I want to know what you think. Do you agree that the story is similar to Ed and Rose's story? If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Will this relationship succeed? Will Riley sabotage himself with his paranoia? On the next episode, we do see them fighting.
Can you at least say that the rest of the time I'm here, you're gonna make time for me?
Will he be able to work this out and get engaged? Or will Riley be left in the dust by a strong woman who does not put up with his distrust? We will have to see how this season plays out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!